Imagine you're on the verge of buying a home and you wire money to the person you thought was involved in the deal, but was actually a hacker. That happened recently to someone buying a home here in Tucson. As News 4 Tucson investigator Matthew Schwartz reports, the FBI is investigating.
This is a rampant issue across the whole entire United States.
You have fraudsters out there, as I call them, and they're ahead of the curve.
A hacker posing as a title company officer recently got into emails between a Tucson home buyer and the title company. The buyer wired the hacker $48,000. The buyer later found out the payment went to the unknown criminal.
They send an email that looks like it's coming from the appropriate source.
Rosie Koberline is the president and CEO of Long Realty.
Yes, it was devastating, and at the same time, it's like, okay, this is real. It hit us.
Long was the listing agent for the home involved in the recent case of wire fraud.
Technology has quickened the pace, but by quickening the pace, it's also created vulnerabilities.
The National Association of Realtors has put out a video warning.
Please be aware that criminals are currently hacking into email accounts and using information in those accounts to dupe home buyers into a fraudulent wire transfer.
The FBI calls it business email compromise. The agency says since it began tracking BEC in 2013, organized crime groups have targeted large and small companies in every state. The losses are in the billions of dollars and climbing.
It used to be when these emails first came out, they were worded oddly. Now they're worded just as you and I were speaking.
Mary Ann Christensen is vice president of Title Security Agency.
The trend we've seen is that they were particularly going after the seller and sending bad guy emails, we call them, of instead of your money's going to this bank account, they're going to that bank account. Well, now we're seeing them go to the buyer.
My heart goes out to all people who are in this situation, and real estate is not immune to this.
Kim Clifton is another victim of the recent wire fraud case. She's the broker owner of Tiegra Antigua Realty, the buyer's agent in the transaction.
You don't ever have to wire money. They could overnight a cashier's check, certified funds.
The FBI, which is investigating this case, says the best way to avoid being exploited is to verify the authenticity of requests to send money. Speak to your agent in person or on the phone. Don't rely on email alone.
Call us. We want to speak to you. We want to talk on the phone and say, no, our bank is this bank, not that bank.
If you could talk to the hacker who stole this money, what would you say?
Get a life.
The biggest red flag for home buyers is any email saying there's been a change in instructions regarding the transaction. When that happens, the buyer needs to call or visit the person the email supposedly came from to verify it. We've put more tips about how to avoid getting hacked on our website. And if you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call 955-4444. Investigating for you, Matthew Schwartz, News 4 Tucson.